remember, something about you making sure you're prepared this weekend, or it's like either you're preparing for something, or it's like, oh, I want to make sure I get prepared, or maybe you wish you were prepared for something. What's going on with y'all this weekend? Okay, so initially there's some type of confidence. It starts off like, okay, well, I'll still be able to get out. There's some type of confirmation, or there's some type of like, okay, I can be social. And then maybe somehow in the midst of this weekend, you're around someone and it throws you off, or you're around someone who has financial issues, or this causes a financial issue for you. Somehow there's some type of instability here. There's some type of debt, or there's some type of family burden. Now, by the end of the weekend, it feels like you may feel like some type of misdirection is here, or you have to be self-disciplined, or you have to just kind of do something for yourself. It's like you're along for the ride even though you don't want to, based off of who you're connected to or who you're dealing with this weekend. There could be a Pisces or an Aries, and they could be running from some type of success, or they could be in some type of financial issue, or there's some type of family dispute, some type of bankruptcy issue, and maybe they're waiting on a payment, or they have a little bit to pay it off, but they don't have enough. This person, this Pisces, this Aries, could also have a child. And maybe it seems like they want you to be friends, or they want you guys to be able to interact. But it's something that's just unstable because relationship or within the family, something that's just not going to work. There also could be an issue in the car, or maybe somebody is, driving, and somebody's driving a little too fast. Or somebody's trying to force a relationship to be successful, or something to be a wish fulfillment, and somehow something becomes a challenge over the weekend. Okay? You could be dealing with a Virgo, a Pisces, an Aries, heavy on the Aries, a Taurus, a Scorpio, heavy on the Pisces, a Leo, a Gemini, a Cancer. Okay? Now, when it comes to your finances being upside down this weekend, make sure you trust yourself when it comes to it, because maybe you already knew that something was going to be a challenge, or something was coming up, or something was going to test your faith. Or maybe this is going to be the process. It's like, you know what? I'm just going to trust myself. It's just how it's going to start. And then at the middle of the weekend, or when you're starting to realize that something is testing your faith, it's like, you know what? Let me get out of my emotions. Let me just move on from the situation and figure out how I can adapt. All right? So don't become too obsessed about it, because you already know that something is going to be a hurdle. If this is not about your family, if this is about your home or wherever you are this weekend, it's like, oh, I don't really want to be at this location, or I don't really want to be here, or something that is not as comfortable as it usually is. Okay? All right, let's go into another quick message for Libra this weekend. You may not know what you can grab, or know what you want to grab. It's like, oh, well, I don't know what I want to pack, or I don't know what I can play with. I don't know what I can do at this point in time. There may be a friend, or you may meet up with someone and say, oh, great, this is perfect. This is the person that I'm compatible with, or, oh, I can see someone, I can have a good time, or, you want to clash with somebody, or you want to cling to somebody. But then maybe something all of a sudden happens, and then this brings some type of, like, you get a little upset by it. It's like, oh, wait, no, I want to go back to you. Or, oh, wait, I want to make this promise to you. This even could be a past friend. And maybe initially y'all were just friends, and y'all had some type of trust or compatibility. But then there was something that happened. Maybe y'all had a clash, and there was some type of argument, or y'all had some type of issue with someone else that you were engaged to, or that you were dealing with. And maybe you feel responsible for this situation, because at this point, this person was coming towards you because they needed some type of help. Even if this wasn't... I want to say mental. Maybe they needed some type of mental clarity. Maybe they feel like they were at their bottom, or they just wanted some type of mercy and or guidance because they were at some type of crossroads. But they feel like being around you somehow caught them in some type of situation where they feel like they had to quickly detour. Somebody had to walk away from you. And now they either try to bribe someone, or maybe they're taking some type of bribe, or they're going back to a situation so that way they can heal their inner child. But they're still in the in-between. But at the same time, they feel like, okay, well... this would be the best deal at this point in time in order to get some type of success. It seems like they are in the in-between right now, so they are healing so that way they can get some type of success. So if you feel like this person's detached and or or this is cut off, somebody could have cut you off, or maybe you guys are not like social media friends or something anymore. This is why somebody's trying to build a solid foundation. Again, be careful while you're driving. There could definitely be some type of accident. I feel like you'll still be successful, and something will come off like, oh, this was a blessing, or I just thank God. And somebody's gonna be like, okay, yeah, I gotta actually stop doing something. Hopefully nobody's like drinking and driving, or I don't know. Somebody's going to quit something immediately. If you reject something that you may feel like, okay, well, if I reject this job or if I reject this thing, will it end in some type of catastrophe? Will you be in some type of trap? I don't think you will. I think you will actually be able to make new experiences, but you could be clinging on to something that's in your comfort zone, especially if you're dealing with an earth sign. Especially if you're married to an earth sign or you're trying to. They have some type of guilt or self-sabotage that they got going on, and maybe they're trying to level up right now. Or you do. Flip the roles. In the moment somebody feels like they can have some type of gratitude for their life, it's like, okay, well, yes, I live and learn, and now I can move forward. They're open to receiving information and or giving. They could be more strategic when it comes to their spending, or maybe you're running into this person doing something for themselves, or kind of at a thrift store or a magic shop or something like that. I don't know, and they want to compromise. It's like, okay, well, I'll give you the lowest thing, or I'll give you as much as I can for the moment, and see if we can figure out, if this is really a facade, or if we can kind of make this into a romance. This could be somebody who's worried about their home and or their finances. They could also have court issues when it goes to their family, or maybe this is somebody that feels like they're spending all their money on child support. Something about a sound frequency class or something like that could be going on, or maybe somebody in your family is going to start doing this, and this is going to balance out some type of financial issue. And this is going to help someone to reach a goal. All right. Let's move on, Libra. Confirmations for your weekend. You could be getting advice from a fire sign, or a fire sign wants your advice. Something about candle work could be important. You definitely could be running into somebody at a magic store. You are attracting a lot of attention, or somebody's gotten your attention, or somebody wants your attention. But maybe you need to do something without distractions. There could be a couple that's arguing about you and or around you, and I feel like you're going to slow down when it comes to them for real. Or again, when you're driving, make sure you slow down. You can feel like you have a target on your back, or there's something that you're trying to reach when it comes to you being able to explore or do something without distractions or concerns of finances. Somebody definitely could be pillow talking. Maybe because you're able to explore, you're able to do something in the moment. There could be a Capricorn around. It seems like no explanation is fine with them, or maybe you want to do things in moderation when it comes to a situation with them. Or something about Capricorn season could be important to you. I'm hearing I told you so. So somebody from your past, or somebody could have tried to tell you something, or maybe you have to revisit something and you have to do something again. There could be somebody around you who was innocent and or who feels like, okay, well, I'm trying to grow or have a new beginning with no worry. And maybe you guys are not really talking. They may reject some type of communication, or they may reject saying something because they feel like, okay, well, we've already set some type of boundary and they're disinterested. And maybe you feel like this person has this like, oh, it's the highway or my way type of attitude. But they feel like they have to be precise, or they have to get something right, and so that way they can excel. Something about a spreadsheet or some type of documentation could be important. You could be going through an assessment, whether this is like a physical assessment, or there's something that you need to analyze. Maybe you're in school, or maybe you're reading something. Something about a book or an assessment could be important. It's like, okay, well, great. Initially, you had some type of perspective that something would be lighthearted, something would be fine, but maybe you got rejected. And now it's kind of like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Now I don't know if I really even want to. I don't see the point in this. If this is not you, this could be somebody that you're dealing with. But maybe you feel like somebody around you also who's an expert, or they got a sharp tongue, or they know what to say, or they have some type of status to them, or they know how to get something to go their way. They have some type of satisfaction, or they have some type of perfection, or they can do something for themselves, and they're doing something right, or they get some type of wish granted. And maybe somehow you feel exhausted, or you feel like something is overdue when it comes to you, or there's some type of family patterns. There could be a canceled trip, or there could be something that's going on when it comes to a wish fulfillment. Maybe if this is not a canceled trip, it's like, oh, well, let's, you know how people take an old car. It's like, oh, let's take an old car, and we get married. We're driving off in an old car, or we're, maybe you have a theme for your wedding, and it's something older. Or maybe you're using somebody's car or something like that. Somebody wanted to use your car. Or somebody you going on a trip. Or maybe there's somebody who's coming to visit you. Something about a map in a car. In an old car. Something like that could be important. Anywho's, you could be dealing with a Virgo, a Pisces, a Taurus, a Pisces for sure, a Capricorn, a Scorpio, a Capricorn, a Libra, or an Aries. Okay? Now, when it comes to your weekend, let's see. What's going to be this wish that's granted? I almost called you Taurus. So it may happen in a season that you're not expecting. But what does this have to do with your weekend? So you may have to let something go. Some type of relationship is done. It's time for you to move on. You need to put this in the fuck it bucket. It just is what it is. I feel like at the point that you start to do so, you will meet the basic needs, or there's some type of requirements that you need, or you'll realize that something will be sustained for yourself. You'll be able to refill yourself. You'll feel renewed. And then this will end in either you being more closely to yourself, or you're going to end up being intimate with somebody else. You will meet someone else. Be cautious that this new person is an Aries, though, so be careful when it comes to that, because there's some type of hidden element when it comes to it. But there's a relationship that you already know that you need to let go, and this is how you get your wish fulfillment. So even if you don't get your wish fulfillment now, you can get it later if you let something go. Okay? This weekend, you may be treating yourself. There may be some type of celebration, or maybe you're eating well. You also could be reading some type of information, or somebody saying that they'll be back, or it's like, oh, well, I'll put this on pause, or maybe you were trying to do something with your family member, or again, it's like, okay, well, let's just go eat something, or let's just go do something, or let's do something small, or somebody still wants to be involved. Maybe you're going taste testing for something. You're satisfied with how some type of communication went when you told somebody to put something on pause or just to hold on. But maybe you feel like there's still some type of jealousy, or maybe you feel like there's people that's talking about you and they're not really telling you the truth, or they're lying about how you had to go through a situation or what's really going on. So that way they can still be on their high horse. It's like somebody's too embarrassed to tell the truth. It's like they don't want to tell their family member, or somebody they created a family with. They don't want to tell someone that what makes them satisfied or what they've been doing behind the scenes. And so they're telling you to kind of wait, or they're kind of, it's like, oh, well, so-and-so wasn't able to do so, but let's dress it up as to why or what's happening, so that way people actually don't see the challenges of what they've been going through. They wanted to seem as like harmless or friendly. That's not the real reason. It's like, oh, well, so-and-so didn't do this because of this own one reason. But it's like, no, it didn't happen because they're actually pregnant. It didn't happen because of something that there's another reason why. Okay, so you may be around someone this weekend, or you may be talking to someone. This could be an earth sign or a Scorpio. This could be somebody that you feel like has a sharp tongue, or they're dead on when it comes to a situation. They could be trying to hit some type of target. But this could be somebody that kind of like, it's like they're clear cut. They show up when they have to do something and then they disappear. They hide themselves, or they try to remain curious or mysterious. They stay behind the scenes because they feel like they have some type of discernment, and or they're trying to make a wise choice when it comes to people that they commit to or people that they're around. There may be a fresh start that they're going through as well, so they're trying to be cautious. They also may be scared of a pregnancy. They're scared of some type of growth. They're also scared of growth because of their family, or because of they feel like, okay, well, I want to make sure that my ambition is protected. There's people around them that they feel like is a slick talker, so they're concerned about who's loyal to them, and or if they're going to get into a new cycle with someone who's not. So if you feel like this person is ignoring you, or you feel like, okay, well, what's going on and why don't they see me as an option? That's why. Because it could definitely be a Capricorn or a Scorpio that's rejecting you. All right, when it comes to a Scorpio, somebody could be hitting the highway, or there could be something that's like, oh, well, somebody says, hey, can you come get me? They're like, no, something's a risk, or something is not my problem. If this is not a Scorpio directly, this could be somebody, this is happening in Scorpio season. Somebody's not interested in doing something because they feel like it's going to risk their name, their product, or whatever the case may be. It's like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. It's like, hey, Gemini, I know you have this title. Hey, Gemini, I know you have this platform. I know you have this thing. Can you try to do this for me? Can you shout me out, or can you do something so that way it puts me on some type of pedestal, or it can get me out of some type of issue? And Gemini, you either need to say no, because initially you may feel like, oh, this is a risk, but, you know, yeah, I am dependable, or people can look at me a certain type of way. But you need to get out of that, because if you think about doing this, somehow you're going to get caught up in their karma. Okay, so absolutely not. Or if this is somebody rejecting you, this is why. Also, somebody needs to go get their health check, or something could be a screening could be important. Something will speed up if you get a screening, or something about a screening. Oh, look, as soon as I said that, I seen the stethoscope. Somebody could be sneaky or trying to hide some type of screening because they're friends with somebody that they thought was the healthy choice. Okay, so when it comes to rejecting someone, this could be a Pisces or someone that you've known from the past, someone who's coming back to your hometown. This is definitely someone that you've known for a while, someone who's known your family, your friends, they've known your pets, they know something about you more than just what you would post on social media. Somebody could tell you that they walked away from a friendship, a marriage, or just someone that, they could see see through them at this point in time. But somebody may reject regrowing or regurgitating something. Okay, so somebody don't want to bring something up or talk about a situation. They feel like, okay, well, yeah, there's been some type of issues, but, we're still on good terms, even though there's some type of boundaries here. It's like, well, we're still trying to make sure the child has fun, or that the child has some type of play or something for themselves, so that way they can travel and have some type of journey. Somebody trying to let go. It's like a child's baby mom was like, okay, well, I don't really care about my baby father, but I'm not talking shit about him because I'm, still trying to have a co-parenting situation for my kid. They're still trying to have some type of lightheartedness. So if that's what you're worried about, the child's mom, I don't think that they are interested, or the child's father. Flip the roles. I take that back. I feel like if this child's father feels like there's some type of communication issue, that they're trying to review how they can get something to smooth sailing. They want to talk about some type of split, and or why there's some type of harsh breakup. Maybe they're still trying to find their way back. And they feel like that they can get things in order. They can replay this situation and get someone to see the positive in this. So they're trying to make the most of it. So flip the roles. Either the mom wants the father back, or the father wants the mom back, but the other is just trying to make it good, literally, for the child. Okay? Somehow you could be the third party, or maybe you're going to date one of these people. All right. Gemini, you have double standards. Make sure you address those and figure out what those are. Something could be stemming between y'all. You could have a long talk with a sibling or a family member. Figure out what your next steps are. You could be talking to someone that speaks a foreign language, or learning a new language, or maybe you're teaching a little kid something. You or they knew better. An earth sign was unknowingly the third party. Aquarius, something could feel a little off this weekend. It's like somebody comes to you to apologize or to show you some type of emotion. They want to confess or forgive. But it's like, okay, well, I'm okay with how things are. Maybe you avoid this person and y'all haven't been talking, but they've been planning to come either talk to you about some type of decision, or how they weren't able to get something to go their way. Maybe they've been trying to work to make you seem like something that you're not, or they've been trying to, I don't know. Overall, there could be an apology that's coming this weekend. Also, you may not be satisfied with it. Something with the initial P could be important. Taxes, seduction. Your kid's going to be satisfied or be able to feel like they have everything that they need. So if you're going through a situation where you have to hold back, or you feel like, okay, well, yes, they have some type of desire, but at the same time, we need to make sure we can comfort ourselves for the long term. Continue to do so. You'll be able to meet your commitments, or even if there's a contract or something that you're trying to do, you'll still be able to do so. You may be holding back a little bit this weekend. Maybe you're trying to, I don't know if you're reserving a car, or you're planning for a trip, or it's like, oh, I can get something that I've been waiting for. You also could be holding back some type of evidence. So it's like you're waiting for the moment for you to be able to say something or speak up about something. You feel like you have some type of proof, or you want somebody else to show you some type of proof on why they decided to hold back. And somebody feels like, okay, well, I'm being lazy today, or I'm being comfortable, and I'll just kind of see you when I see you. They feel like they have some type of self-care energy to themselves, or again, this is you. And somehow this may make you feel like, okay, well, no, we're supposed to still be intertwined, or this may make you want to take action because you feel like somebody is closing off to you, or somebody is resisting you. Someone feels fragile or sick, or something they want something to balance out because they feel like, okay, well, I haven't been sleeping, or something is really bothering them. There's some type of hesitation as well. Somebody also is taking action when it comes to a contract or a situation. Maybe they're waiting on a blessing, or they don't see how one is going to come. And this could be making them tune in into their dark side or other vulnerable sides to them. But somebody also could be sexually frustrated, but they're worried about who they can sleep with because somebody could be sick. Or they feel like there's people out who's sick, but they are still acting like they're not. Alright, let's get out of this. Maybe you're getting evidence on something. I don't know. But we ain't gonna talk about nobody's health. What's going on for Aquarius this weekend? So you could be celebrating your wins and or recognizing something. If you're not doing so this weekend, whatever you're starting to do this weekend, you'll really be able to celebrate it this given by New Year's. As you celebrate, though, make sure you do so responsibly, because you could be hearing about an accident, or there could be something that you just have to be cautious doing, because somebody around is giving the perception that they're committed, or they're able to do something, they're dependable, and they're not. So, and this leads to some type of guilt. Example, it's like, oh, well, we're going to go out and celebrate so-and-so getting a job, or so-and-so's coming back into town, or whatever. Let's have a good time. And then somebody says, oh, yeah, I'm good. I'm able to drink. Or, yeah, I'm, whatever. Somebody could fall and hurt themselves, or somebody could hit someone who just got married, or there could be some type of issue. And it's like, okay, damn, now I got to tell the truth about, how I can start over, how I can get a new day. There could be some type of accident that's coming up, or that could be happening, or that you're hearing about. Okay. Also, you may accidentally realize that somebody that you want to marry, and it's like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm ready for this. Maybe you're like, okay, well, I want to make sure I can see this person in all phases or in different aspects of their life first. But at the same time, you feel like somebody's a blessing. You could be meeting someone, and you're like, okay, damn, I just might as well go with the flow and kind of just see where this takes you. Because you feel like something could develop. You feel like somebody's very loyal, or somebody's very transparent, or you guys are very much compatible. You could be meeting someone new this weekend as well. All right. What's going on for Aquarius this weekend? Okay, so it starts off with you trying to find time and or adapt to a situation. There could be a new job, a new property, something about Jordan, or somebody wearing a jersey or something like that could be important. Maybe you're going to the store, you're looking for something specific, even if this is not clothes. Maybe somebody needs shoes, or I don't know. Somebody could be 23, 31, 32, 30. Somebody could be in their 20s. Okay, somebody could be 33. Anyways, if there's an age difference, it may not be as much off as you think it is, or it's either somebody in the 20s and 30s kind of relationship, or it's like, oh, somebody's getting they're coming out of an age while they're going into an age. Like somebody's birthday's at the end of the year, the other person's birthday's at the beginning of the year. So Aquarius, your birthday's at the beginning of the year, you may meet somebody who's born in like Sagittarius season, a Capricorn, like their birthday's at the end of the year. Y'all birthdays, okay, anyways, let me move forward. So you're going to be making a choice. You may be trying to decide on if you're going to adapt to a situation, if you're going to take the opportunity to go do something, work with someone, go outside, or do something for yourself. You may have some type of mixed emotions about this, about the relationship, or about this coworker. It's like, I don't know if I want to go celebrate them, or I don't know if I want to meet them out, or you may lose faith in some type of situation if something's going to work. And again, while you're there, you may meet someone, and you may meet someone who also is losing faith, or they feel a little burnt out, but they want to have some type of carefree moment. And they may feel like, okay, well, I just want some sexual healing or some type of self-healing. And y'all have some type of fun and discover something that's fun. And it's like, okay, well, I don't really know where this is going. It's like, well, me neither, but let's continue to move forward. And then they get in their head because somebody that they invested in for a while is either sitting back and watching, or now they want to bounce off some type of love. It's like all of a sudden their ex wants to come back because they see them with you. Or vice versa. All right, what's going on for Aquarius this weekend? An exposure is coming out, okay? And this somehow may be a deja vu moment, or somebody already knew that this would happen. And something that's just as clear as day, because we got if 1 plus 1 equals 2, then 2 plus 1 equals 3. All right, when it comes to this exposure coming out, this could be about how someone was really pushing for a scenario. They feel like they can do everything they can to conjure up something and still balance out something. It's like, oh, well, I'll make the scenario worse for person A, but I'll still be as balanced as I can to A to B through Z, so that way nobody believes A. Somebody was trying to figure out how they can make a situation worse for you, but you were able to persevere and release them. And maybe now they want to be rescued, or now they feel like, okay, well, no, you didn't have to release me because I was actually trying to rescue you. But they're trying to come back and use some type of compassion so that way they can feel like you change, or you will see them as a change. But again, we got a snake out here. So you may just unplug. You may completely ignore this message and or communication. And somehow you get a gift right afterwards because you feel like, okay, well, my gift to them is silence, or my gift to them is letting them figure something out on their own and just kind of surrendering. It's no bad issues. There's no bad blood, but I'm kind of just meditating on trusting myself and where I'm going from here. It's like you don't want to be confused. It's like, oh, well, why can't I be your friend anymore? And they're an ex. It's like, well, it's not necessarily something against you. I just don't want to be friends with any of my exes. I just don't want to. I'm not taking that in my next step of my life. Okay, you could be doing great or better with your self-esteem. Something about OnlyFans or a stripper. There could also be a betrayal. But this is giving me Aquarius. Somebody could have been trying to take your old information, your old pictures or something. Or maybe they tried to create an account. Or maybe they tried to say that you had some type of account. And the whole time you were actually disinterested in either sleeping with people. Maybe you've been super celibate, or it's like, okay, you've been trying to focus on what you're getting, what you want. If they did try to send this out, or they try to say something about you somehow, that this is not going to really affect people. It's like, yeah, this is not really happening, or this wasn't something that I was doing. So I'm just going to completely reject this and keep doing what I'm doing and keep moving forward. They feel like somebody is playing with their own karma. They're playing with their own judgment. It's like, well, I'm just going to completely avoid you now. And this truly could be happening now and or within the next 5 days. And it's maybe because somebody wants some type of affection, and then they see clearly like, okay, well, damn, somebody really has some type of energy, and there's some type of tension between us, and there's no other way for me to fix this. So it's like, okay, well, damn, if they don't accept this route, then I'll go the other route. If this is not you dealing with this or doing this, Libra, or this could be a Libra, this could be an Aquarius, a Libra, a Taurus, a Pisces, a Scorpio, a Capricorn, a Virgo. So there could be some type of betrayal going out. Or this is also given, if you're married, you may feel like there's a betrayal because your husband, your wife is dealing with somebody that's on OnlyFans, or they've been paying for a subscription or something like that. And it's like, okay, you know what? I'm going to focus on my own self-esteem and get up out this situation. You may need some type of immediate service, or you may run into somebody who provides immediate service. There's a married couple around. You will be vindicated, and or they're going to talk to you about how they got vindicated out of a situation. Do something without expectation.